If you like what we do here at Full Fat Videos, and you'd like to ask us questions directly, suggest new video topics, or hear our thoughts on the latest pop culture info nuggets, you can follow us on Twitter at Full Fat Videos.
I haven't printed a retraction in 20 years!
Holy shit. Batfleck is back? Batfleck returns? And not like when James Cameron returns. This is legit. This isn't just marketing spin. He's actually back. Back. Batfleck is backfleck. You might recall in early 2019 I made this video. This was the day the world was first introduced to the Superman. On the 31st of January 2019, the world said goodbye to the Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman, and what a shame that is. After years of speculation and hype, just 2 movies, and 1 final year of speculation and not really hype, Ben Affleck's run as the Cape Crusader has come to a close. It's no secret that Ben Affleck's relationship with Batman has been a rocky road. When he finally announced he was leaving the role in favour of a new actor for Matt Reeves' The Batman, it was hardly surprising, even if it was incredibly disappointing. Back in 2013, I had so much hype for Batfleck, man. Ben Affleck would play the title character in Batman v Superman, having been announced just a month prior as a direct sequel to Man of Steel. And whilst Affleck's casting was met with the usual amount of trepidation regarding new actors in the role of the Dark Knight, many, like myself, were intrigued and optimistic. Ben Affleck was simultaneously a strange out-of-the-box choice, but also obvious and seemingly the perfect person to play him. Plus, this all but confirmed that we would skip another origin story and get a weathered, world-weary take on the iconic Bat. Cut ahead to the 13th of May 2014, we were treated to our first look at Batfleck, and oh my god, this was perfect on so many levels. Finally, we'd been given a Batman who was huge in size, with a grey cloth-style batsuit that was less armoured and more ninja, shorter, more aggressive ears, and most of all, an impressive bat chin. It really did have all the markings of the perfect Batman that fully evoked a comic book aesthetic, coupled with the acting chops we'd come to expect from powerhouse actors such as Bale and Keaton. Even though it's been almost 6 years since his announcement, it feels like Ben Affleck never got a full shot at reaching his potential with the character. Just like that excellent scene in Metropolis and the movie that followed, the start of Batfleck was full of promise, excitement and goodwill, but it evolved into something else entirely. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. We were going to get the best on-screen Batman ever. When he left the role, I didn't think we'd ever see him come back, mainly because it seemed like Ben Affleck didn't really want to, which, in fairness, I think was very much the situation at the time. Now, not only are we going to be getting some fresh Batfleck we've never seen before with Zack Snyder's Justice League, the unthinkable has transpired. We're getting new Batfleck, hot off the press. Ben Affleck has joined the legendary Michael Keaton as the second Batman to join the upcoming Flash solo movie. Set to be directed by Andy Muschietti, The Flash will see its title character join forces with Batfleck once again.
What are your superpowers again? I'm rich.
And this doesn't seem to be a cameo akin to something like Gene and Scott in Days of Future Past. No, if Muschietti's comments are anything to go by, Affleck is going to play a substantial role. He's a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction and relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before. It's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but their characters are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of the movie. That's where the Affleck Batman kicks in. I think this fills me with confidence, not least because it reinforces that the director wants the movie to be Barry's movie, and that it will build upon the dynamic established between them in Justice League. In the last video, I also briefly touched upon the personal lives of Affleck and Snyder. They both went through some tough times during the making of the DCEU. Now, I want to point out before I go any further, Ben Affleck went through a divorce and was sent to rehab more than once for alcohol abuse during the years he was Batfleck. That would have undoubtedly factored into his work in some way, and I'm sure the critical reception to his directorial feature Live by Night could only have made matters worse. I don't think his personal life is reason to berate or champion his performance as Batman, but I think it's important to be aware that these films are always just one part of any actor or director's life. There's bigger things in their lives that deserve their attention. The same is true of Zack Snyder. Despite not liking his efforts in the DCEU, I don't think the unfortunate passing of his daughter, Autumn Snyder, is anything less than a tragedy. It's sad that he didn't get to finish his vision whether I liked it or not, but it is by extension, of course, far sadder that his family went through what they went through. So it's freaking great to be able to say in 2020 that good things have come to both of them in some way, shape or form. Snyder is finally getting to complete his Justice League movie and gain some closure on that creative debacle that has been the albatross around his neck for many years. And Affleck, well, I mean, look how damn happy Affleck looks here. Ana de Armas is definitely doing something right. It's great to see him crack a smile again, to be honest.
I agree.
Muschietti even mentioned Affleck's newfound enthusiasm for returning. Right now, he's in a place where he can actually enjoy being Batman. He doesn't have to carry the entire movie. It's a pivotal role, but at the same time, it's a fun part. I think this is perfect for Affleck. He doesn't need to get hounded a million times over about directing a Batman movie.
It's not that I'm in a hurry or not hurry. That's also on my plate right now is Batman. That's what I'm working on, trying to get the script right. There's no movie, yet. There's not a movie, but there is the plan to make a Batman movie.
Please direct Batman the movie.
All right,
Please
we're
do
getting
it,
going.
Mr. Affleck.
We're going.
Please.
The whole thing no longer rests on his shoulders. He can just focus on providing a really great supporting character that evokes the Batman we know and love. From there, who knows? I don't think it would be out of the question to assume this could be a one and done for Fleck. I'm kind of getting Han Solo Force Awakens vibes, a mentor figure who returns to the fold, in many ways the heart of the movie, but it's ultimately not his story. In fact, his ending serves to push the story of the new characters forward. We know that Zack was originally planning to kill Batman, so maybe that's what's going to happen here? Who knows? Or maybe this is the start of a Bat-naissance, and he'll return somewhere down the line. Right now, who cares? Let's not place too much focus on movies down the line because that was part of the problem in the first place. I think it's also great that we'll get to see someone new take over the task of creating Batfleck, a director tackling this from the ground up rather than coming on board at a later stage of the game. Andy Muschietti wowed with It, Chapter 1 specifically, and that is enough for me to trust that whatever he has in store for us with The Flash is going to be something worth our time. I'm happy because we're continuing with something and just mixing it up with fresh talent behind the camera, a la James Wan and Aquaman. I really wish we could have just gone the Aquaman route, kept the character as he was and just focused on telling the next chapter in his storyline. It doesn't matter what came before if people like it or not, we like what's in the now, and despite what audiences would have you believe, they are always willing to forgive and forget. It seems Muschietti feels very much the same. His Batman has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity, because of the way he looks and the imposing figure that he has, and his jawline, but he's also very vulnerable. He knows how to deliver from the inside out that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring that contrast, that balance. Just a story. Just one. That's all it will take. What we know about this movie so far also begs the question, will Keaton and Affleck feature in the same scene together? That would be so surreal. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You're telling me the film is going to stop there? I think we've got a few more appearances from cinematic, maybe even TV DC heroes yet to come in The Flash.
Oh, do you want a selfie, bro? No.
Really, my only concern is that this Flash solo movie isn't a backdoor way for Warner Brothers to essentially make Into the Batverse. You can have all these cool trippy elements pop up, but it has to be right for Barry Allen's adventure. Don't just do it for the sake of it, as cool as it would be to see. But honestly, I have a good feeling they won't. Keep it focused on our main hero for the movie, and have all these weird alternate reality elements serve his narrative and his journey. Whatever you do, don't make any of this reality hopping a trailer for your next movie in the DCEU. I beg you. And as a side note, if you love Batfleck, there's no need to drag Pattinson before he's even had a chance to flourish. Let's not repeat the mistakes of the past and have to go through several years of Bat cinematic limbo. Matt Reeves knows what he's talking about, and if you have any reservations about Robert Pattinson, well, please watch Good Time, The Lighthouse, The Rover, High Life, Cosmopolis, The King, and probably Tenet too, to be honest. Look at him rocking that Leon S. Kennedy swag, I mean, come on! But seriously, he's far more than just the Twilight guy, and if we're willing to have Keaton alongside Affleck in the same movie, I don't see why there's not room for other Bat content so long as it delivers. So here's to Batfleck. The road was bumpy, and you didn't get the Batman standalone I'm so sure you could have made not just good, but the best Batman standalone ever. Now you'll be remembered by me as the best Batman that never was. But I thank you for everything you did for the character, and I hope that maybe, just maybe, we might see you again someday. Ah, Batfleck, here we find ourselves together again. It's been a long and winding road ever since that first epic reveal in 2014. A lot of it went awry, and it seemed like the end for the longest time. But now you'll be back in fresh new ways, not once, but twice in the near future. Second chances don't come around often. Here's to hoping we finally get the Batman Ben Affleck has always had the capability to deliver. Thank you for watching another full fat video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the bell if you'd like to see more breakdowns of movies, TV and more. A big thank you to our full fat tier patrons, Dr. Chike, Jax Merrick and Mike Nandu. You the boys. Until next time, keep it full fat.